Wait. We might be live. Don't go. I think we're good, guys. All right, what's up, everybody?
Yeah, we're live.
I'm Sheepshifter 23, finally live with Benjamin Rivers, Streetkilln HD, and Soulamazin 10. It was a bit of an ordeal trying to even go live today. Not working properly, apparently.
Yep.
But we made it. We're here. Only 4 minutes late. Felt longer.
Rip network.
So today we're just gonna go over the Royal Rumble. We're not really gonna cover much of Raw or SmackDown. Maybe some of the highlights or something like that. But it's pretty much just Royal Rumble today, because that's gonna be the most news and the most important stuff, I think.
Yep.
It was a pretty interesting Royal Rumble, to say the least.
Yeah, it was good. It was interesting, all right.
I wasn't thinking it would be that good. I had low expectations, so maybe that's why it was better than I thought. So we'll start off with, I'm hesitant to even cover the kickoff show, because if you include the kickoff show, then Royal Rumble wouldn't be as good. So it started off with Bobby Roode and Chad Gable versus Rezar and Scott Dawson.
Okay, my question behind this: who the hell even booked this match?
WWE Creative.
Well,
Who booked it?
okay, okay. So
No,
Drake
there's only
Maverick
one person who
actually
could have booked it. It has to have been Booker T.
Because he'd be booking.
He's the booker.
He's the booker.
Okay.
So without a doubt, five-time champ Booker T booked this match.
Booker.
Yeah, it was completely just.
Yeah.
They could have found any regular team to throw in there, or anything, but this just was kind of bad, and I guess that's why it was on the kickoff show.
Thank God it was on the kickoff show. Thank God, not on the main card.
I don't really have anything to say about this match. It was kind of crappy. Anybody got anything particularly?
Nope, didn't watch the kickoff show.
Terrible.
No. Okay.
Terrible.
So next up
Yeah,
was Rusev versus Shinsuke for the United States title, and Rusev lost his belt less than a month after winning
Again, and okay, when did Rusev win the title? So you that like a couple weeks ago, and now like loses the title already.
Yep.
Are they gonna do like some? Are Lana and Rusev gonna break up?
I don't know.
It's always her fault.
No, I think it was just a setup to give R-Truth the title and to have him win it from a heel.
Hey, no spoilers.
Okay, that makes sense. So
I mean, no spoilers.
Okay.
this is a show that's gonna be. This is all we're gonna do is give spoilers. So yeah,
Not
it's
SmackDown, not Raw.
it's not gonna hurt to mention that, Ben.
Jesus.
He's
Okay.
like, no spoilers.
Spoilers, bro.
It happened a week ago.
Not time yet.
But it makes sense to have R-Truth win the title from Shinsuke Nakamura rather than...
Yeah. Now that I think about it in that regard, you are correct. That answers that question.
It
I
does.
kind of had to tell, sorry Rusev, to cut you short, but we owe this to you.
Where does that leave Rusev though?
Freaking Rusev.
I don't know.
No idea either. Maybe Rusev's done in the company.
Well,
AEW?
I know Rusev and Shinsuke
AEW.
Nakamura.
You can just say that about everybody.
Let's just say that to everybody, okay?
hang on.
Let's just say
hang on.
AEW.
You know, since he lost his
Everybody
title
can
so quick, maybe they're gonna.
Everybody's gonna go to another promotion and become a superstar.
Well, maybe it's not that Soul.
true.
Maybe
I
instead
love
of
how, I love how
maybe
Soul gets so triggered about it.
Yeah, like,
Mention
we're
it.
talking about like 15 to 30 people going and being the biggest star in AEW.
maybe we're
Alright,
jumping the
Everybody,
gun
it's
here a
gonna
little
turn into the
bit.
same
Oh yeah, just like
situation.
on freaking
Maybe he won't go to AEW. Maybe
Okay.
instead, since he just lost the title, their plan is that he's just gonna go back to NXT.
Maybe.
Or they could, you know, actually, well, you know, yeah, you form like, you know, like this whole tag team with Shinsuke Nakamura, Shinsuke Rusev makes no freaking sense. But why the hell are
It
they
does
doing
make
it?
sense. It does make
No, it
sense
doesn't.
because they're gonna
It's
turn.
just-
I'll tell
He's
you
like,
why it
no,
makes
it
sense.
doesn't. It
Buddy,
makes no
you want to
sense.
know why it makes sense?
Okay,
Because by turning Rusev heel, then you allow him to win the United States title back from March.
okay, yeah, well, okay. This is actually, well, okay. This is like
do
my
we really
point
want
of
this
perspective,
back and
49
forth heel and
championship.
face with Rusev? How many
Yes,
times has Rusev
really-
been heel and face? Like what? Like they can't make up their mind to what to do with them. Like,
Sometimes
should we
you
make him
have to-
face? Should we make him a heel? Should we do this? Should
Sometimes
we
you
do
have
that?
to force it and make the story fit.
Yeah, the force it. Yeah, okay. Let's move on
Okay,
to the next match.
what
I really
is
want to
the-
hear more about Rusev. They had their chance to make Rusev big, and they
Yeah,
did.
and then she's like, yep, as
So,
always.
let's move
Everything
on
goes
to the
for
next
sketch.
match.
No, it's destroyed.
Fatal four-way
Best
for the
match of the-
Cruiserweight
best match of the night.
Championship. You had shut up, Ben. You had
You
Buddy
had Shut Up
Murphy.
Man, that's what we had.
Dude, this
We
is
had Shut Up
actually-
Man.
Yo,
Best match of the night, my ass.
You said
Yo,
best match of the night.
No, I'm saying this. No, yo, best match of the night. Sorry.
Why? Because
Already.
you know Tamami, whatever his
Already.
name, just got released.
Yes. Yo, no disrespect right to your boy Kenta. No disrespect to him, but Buddy Murphy definitely deserves the big win here. As of course, yeah, always, yeah, he's like always has to win every match he's been in. So, Buddy Murphy, yeah, the whole.
He's like, sorry.
But the question right now, why are the cruiserweight division always on the freaking kickoff show? Put them on the stupid main card.
Because no one cares about 205 Live.
Because they're not a main brand.
Okay,
Why would they be on the main
You know what?
show?
No one cares,
they have
man.
They have been before.
Well,
though,
at
the
least-
main show.
Well,
You know who
at
cares
least
about
it's not-
205 Live?
Not too long ago, actually. They were
On a small
on
freaking
a
thing.
on a smaller pay-per-view,
Well,
Yeah.
but a pay-per-view nonetheless.
Well,
But no one cares about the cruiserweight, so let's, because you know
Well,
why?
no-
you want to
well,
know
no
why
one cares
no one
about
cares about the
Wrestling,
cruiserweights
okay?
anymore? Because Neville's not on it. Because Enzo's not on it. Because
it's not
the
because
other
of
boy,
stupid Enzo, okay?
what's his name there?
CM Punk's not on it.
No, not CM Punk. All the people that got released from WWE
Yeah.
on 205, like they released a bunch of good people.
Well, it's actually
No one
because of the
cares
WWE.
anymore
Sorry. Well,
about
this is
205
actually
Live.
like WWE's fault.
It's done.
More like
No one
Boo
cares.
05
I
Live.
mean, they just put one of their best talents of 205 into the main roster. Like who's the best right now in 205? Name one wrestler that's carrying 205 basically. Yeah, that's it.
Buddy Murphy.
And then
Buddy Murphy.
nobody
Cedric
else.
Alexander.
No. Cedric Alexander had his time, and they
Well,
ruined it.
Mustafa Ali has been like freaking best.
Yeah, but he's not on it anymore. He's on the main roster.
Yeah,
now,
I
so
know.
Time to
I
move
know.
on.
Chill out. Chill
Time to
out.
move on. Let's go. Let's
Chill.
get into the good shit. Let's get into
No.
the good shit.
Okay, yeah, well, the first match was, of course, just boring. Sorry. Nothing.
Why? Why was it boring? Why was the first
I was
match boring?
kidding. Street, I
Oh,
was kidding when
okay.
I said that. Jeez, man.
Yeah, I was about to say the first match was Becky and Asuka, so
Yeah.
Yep.
that was beyond boring. It was a really, really good match. I really didn't expect to see, which in retrospect,
man.
it's so obvious that that's how it was going to play out, and I should have seen it coming. But it's good for Asuka to get a clean victory. and then turn around and have the payoff later. So Asuka remains champ, and you kind of, it's a win-win in almost every regard. So super stoked for that. It was a really, really good match. A shocking finish, kind of. And I couldn't have asked for more, you know, except for at the time I was like, oh man, you know. But almost immediately after she lost, I was like, oh, well, now she can enter the Rumble and she can go do the Ronda Rousey thing at WrestleMania, so it makes sense. So I wasn't mad even right as soon as it happened. So props on WWE for finding the right way to tell this story. What do you guys think?
Yep. Pretty good match. I enjoyed the match. I know I was arguing, just complaining about how they should have just had Becky win this match and have her face Ronda another way instead of, you know, taking the spot in the Royal Rumble. But here's another thing I don't agree with. I don't agree they should have had her tap out. I think she should have just passed out more than tapping out. Because tapping out is more of like, I know, like, you can say, you can't really argue against that in UFC because it's more technical and real than that, but as for a writing standpoint of somebody that, you know, she's the man and having her tap out to Asuka, just like, okay,
that makes sense.
They should have just wrote it so she would pass out. It would be
like they did
more,
with.
It wouldn't make her look as bad.
Oh, maybe they were
like,
trying to.
So she can tap out. It's like she can tap out to Asuka. That means she's gonna tap out to Ronda. Like, it's like, okay.
No.
What do you mean hell no? Like, Asuka's, I can't say Asuka is like not a big deal, but Ronda is a big deal, and they're gonna have Ronda face Becky, and we just seen Becky tap out to Asuka. Is like, okay, that's why I feel like they kind of messed up there. I don't know if you see my point in that.
I see your point. I didn't think of it that way. You do have a point.
I agree, unless like by Becky passing out, if it would have made it seem too unrealistic for her to enter the Rumble.
Maybe.
Well, my thing about
further injured.
A lot of wrestling is unrealistic looking.
My thing why I think they may not have done that, and it may have been because the exact same scenario happens the night before on TakeOver. Bianca Belair passed out, so it felt like they were ripping off NXT. Like, oh, Royal Rumble can't even come up with their own ideas. They got to do exactly what NXT did.
I guess, but it's just maybe they should have had her win a different way or something. I don't know, but it kind of ruins the point now. Is what I'm saying. It kind of just lowers the bar at that point. It's like we just seen her tap out to Asuka. I don't know who can say like Asuka's are like really a big deal. I mean, she is a good wrestler. She's a great wrestler, but like compared to like, you know, the name wise, Ronda is more of a big deal than Asuka.
Maybe they're trying to make Asuka a bigger deal. Like now she's got some credibility. I mean, she tapped out Becky Lynch, you know.
She was a big deal in NXT, so.
They might be trying to hype her up for her next title defense.
I mean, maybe it'll be Charlotte versus Asuka at WrestleMania for the SmackDown side of things.
True.
And Asuka can get a revenge for Charlotte being the first person that beat her, and that would completely validate Asuka in the eyes of a lot of fans because it would she would have gotten some retribution for that loss. So I'll see how that plays out.
I think it would be good for Asuka to pick up that win at WrestleMania, and for Becky Lynch to pick up that win at WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
Ronda Rousey wants to take time off.
If she wants to start a family, here's a perfect opportunity. Take that L, bitch.
Yeah, if the WWE wants to continue on the right path, then they need to get Becky that win.
It's kind of sad how they announced it, though, because
it's going to be a huge
you know, it's kind of sad that they announced it so early about, well, not announced, but it got out that, you know, she wants to start a family after WrestleMania, because now you know that she's gonna lose. So it's just like, okay.
We don't know that. They start rumors like that happen all the time, and a lot
I
of
know
times
rumors like that happen all the time, but
I believe it though.
yeah, I believe it.
So the next match was yeah. Let's move on. The next match was the Tag Team Championship match. Shane McMahon and The Miz versus The Bar. We will pause. What's up?
Just pause for a second. Bleacher Report give this rating a C, and I'm really pissed off about it.
On the
I need to talk to somebody there.
Well, that's like, well,
Gave what a C.
Gave this match a C. The Bar versus The Miz, and well, Mac and Miz are really Mac. I'm kind of disappointed that they gave it a C. I'd say it's a B in my eyes. So I need to talk to somebody down here.
They make some valid points, but for the most part, it seems like they just really don't like WWE giving Shane McMahon any type of spotlight. Yeah. When anytime, my counter argument is anytime Shane McMahon walks into an arena, the place blows the fuck up.
Exactly. Shane has always been that guy that everybody like just loves. He's just that guy, dude.
I thought the match itself may not have been the greatest, but the story and the payoff and everything else was the whole thing.
Everything was great. I liked it.
I get that it's kind of a novelty act, but it was fun. It was good. I didn't really see any big problems here. And it was good. There were no problems here at all. And Shane McMahon debuted his 450 splash.
Ooh.
Has Shane McMahon ever done a 450 before?
Hang on.
I don't think so.
Actually, hang on a second. Wait a minute. It was not actually a 450 splash. It was actually a shooting star press.
That's right.
It was no 450, no 450. It was a shooting star press.
Yeah, it was shooting.
That's right. See, Bleacher Report can't even get their information right.
Don't call it a 450 point. A 450 splash. Oh my.
See, they don't even know anything.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
See, they didn't even care about writing their article. Their biased opinions. What is this, Fox News?
And a 450 splash. Yeah, the difference is the whole story.
So
it's similar though.
What's the difference between? Well, it's not okay. Really,
it's
like
similar.
Okay, straight. How is it similar? How?
It's just I don't know. But I don't know. It was a good match in my opinion.
So?
I liked it. I like the idea of Shane Miz winning the title. I want to see what goes on from there.
I think it's going to result in a Shane McMahon.
Yes.
I think that's
I have a feeling of that too.
Eventually.
You say a Shane McMahon Miz rivalry?
Yep, they're gonna have to like.
The problem is that's what I don't want. I actually want this. See, I think that they're trying to make everybody think that. I think they might let them be like a legitimate tag team for a while. How long is Shane McMahon gonna wrestle? Yeah. Never mind. Yeah, they're obviously gonna split up, but I don't want that. I like what's going on now, and I understand that it has to end. But come on, man.
Yeah, I like it too. Let's just enjoy it while we can. It's like the B team. You know, I mean, they're still a thing, but
it's good.
B team, go, go, go.
Go, go, go. R.I.P., R.I.P., them. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Really good, really good, really good. I wanted to see where it goes from here. And, yeah.
Next match was Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks.
Very predictable. Sorry, very predictable.
He's like very predictable.
Yeah, it's actually very predictable. Yeah.
Was
I
it?
thought this match was alright. It wasn't that bad. I wouldn't give it an A. I would give it like a B plus B. No way. It was a right match for what it is. I mean, you know, Ronda, she's, you know, putting in work. She's getting there. I wonder what she's gonna do though. Like, if she's gonna start a family, is she gonna be training at all? And when she comes back, she's gonna be like so rusty or something. Like she'll be even worse than she was last time.
I
Yeah.
don't think she'll come back. I think
You don't think she'll come back? Think she's done? Okay.
Imagine how much money Ronda Rousey has. She's probably just gonna retire.
Imagine how much money Ronda has. I don't think she has much money left.
She'll start some kind of her own little company or something that people afloat.
She should do something.
Trying to come back to WWE. She stated already in an interview that all she wanted was a 2-year contract with the company just to do it, and then she was gonna be done.
I know she got a lot of money from that.
She doesn't have any
UFC.
intentions on this being long term.
You know why I think Soul might be right?
Why?
Because the fans fucking hate her.
Fans hate her,
That's true.
now.
Ooh, Monday.
Yeah.
Do we just want to slip in what happened on Monday since it's like the same topic we're talking about Ronda?
I mean, like I said, we can cover like the highlights and
We'll
stuff.
do it.
Well, especially
Yeah,
if
we'll
it's
do it.
relevant to.
All right. Well, take it off, Ben. What happened on Monday Night Raw when Ronda came out?
No, you do it.
No.
Straight.
You want to? Well, she got booed the fuck up, and she forgot her fucking lines. She forgot like everything that she was gonna say. She stuttered like twice. And she was getting like so frustrated and whatnot.
She was like, "Oh yeah, you got me to stutter." I was like, "Oh God, no! Don't feed into them.
Don't acknowledge them. They're just gonna get
Exactly.
worse.
Acknowledge them.
You know,
Don't
Mr.
acknowledge that they're
McMahon was
messing
so
with you.
pissed off at that when like she was like, "Oh, you got me to start." Because one thing is, you don't acknowledge that stuff when you're trying to cut a promo as like a face or something, and you got all the booze happening. You don't acknowledge the booze.
Like if they're chanting CM Punk, you're not supposed to be like, "Shut your mouth about CM Punk." Shut the fuck up. You're not supposed to acknowledge that stuff.
Especially when she forgot her lines.
You gotta stay kayfabe. Like you can't.
She totally like skipped like anything Sasha related and pointed straight to the WrestleMania sign and started talking about Becky. She's like, okay, never mind, let's just talk about Becky now.
Yep.
I was like, okay. That was funny.
Do you think that
She's definitely done for now.
Do you think they boo her so hard just because of the win over Sasha?
No,
I don't
that's
know.
because they think
It's 'cause
if
they like
they're anything
Becky,
like me, it's because they think she's overrated, overhyped. She wasn't ready when she got in the ring for the beginning, and Becky Lynch is the man. They want Becky. It's not really against Ronda Rousey, if I'm really honest. They're probably not. They're probably like, you know, half of them that are booing probably kind of feel bad for it. They're like, well, you know, but I want Becky, so boo. You know.
Yeah,
she didn't expect it though.
They just they're playing the role. The
She
fans
did
are
not
playing
expect to be
kayfabe as
booed out the
well,
arena.
if you look at it like that.
Yeah.
They're booing the one that they don't want to win.
Yeah. It's not necessarily against you. It's just you're not the one that they want right now.
It's just that
feels
she
like-
didn't expect it. That's the thing.
Yeah, I don't think she expected it. And I think it feels like it should be a situation where there are like two big names and people are torn between the two. Is the way they probably imagine it going. You know what I mean? Like if you had like The Rock versus Stone Cold, you would be like, oh, I'm not even gonna pick somebody. I'm just gonna enjoy the match. I'm not gonna boo one of these guys. You know what I mean? It's like it's supposed to be that kind of thing, but it's not at all. It's just completely one-sided. And I don't think Ronda Rousey was expecting that. She's like, I'm fucking Ronda Rousey. Half of these people are gonna cheer for me. They're not gonna all just be going for Becky and be booing me, not even let me talk.
No,
like who's the last person we seen get booed that hard? Baron Corbin?
Yeah.
Well,
no. Wasn't it Elias?
Elias, that big Elias, that diss in wherever it was.
That diss he did at whatever state.
Yeah, in Seattle.
He got booed.
No, but I mean, well, that was like in kayfabe. Like, he was asking for it. You know what I mean?
I know, but like,
I'm talking about.
Usually when he gets booed, he doesn't get booed that hard.
I know, but I'm not talking about like loudest boos. I'm talking about just coming out, trying to talk about whatever, anything, and just getting genuine boos.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'd say it was Baron Corbin that.
Yeah.
Like, just coming out and talking. So you put Ronda Rousey in the same category as Baron Corbin.
And see,
like
in this regard, Baron Corbin is better than Ronda Rousey because Baron Corbin didn't let it affect him. And as a matter of fact, he did better. He did better with the pressure.
He got louder and overruled them. She let them beat her. And that's a big no.
Alright, you guys got me to stutter. Dude, that's probably raged at his computer. He's like, no, don't say that.
Bro, like, you're going to start a family tomorrow, bitch.
Do this. The only person I've seen recently like react to the crowd like that was Shane McMahon when he said, "Oh, he's not gonna be there." Talking about CM Punk. Remember that?
Yeah.
He was like, he ain't gonna be there, and just smiled and then kept talking. I bet Vince was like, you son of a bitch. And they just laughed about it. Because he did it real quick, real slick. It was funny as hell.
Let's move on, though.
Next up is what I might say would be the better of the two Rumbles this year. Oddly enough. I really enjoyed the women's Rumble.
A lot of people didn't like it for one reason. And apparently the Rumble didn't go as well as WWE wanted it to go. Apparently the woman was taking longer than expected to be eliminated to do their parts, and that's why some of the women that was entering did not come in at the time set that usually they're supposed to come in. It felt a lot longer as well, and that's why a lot of people didn't really like it, because it felt longer, because it basically was longer because of that reason of the woman not, getting the spots right of being eliminated. So
I didn't care about all that. As a matter of fact, the ring got full as hell, and I was like, it's chaos.
Exactly, it wasn't supposed to be that full.
That made it better.
Well,
to me.
That's not what they planned. Because they got to run through the show smoothly and have all those spots. If you ever watched the interview, I don't know who it was by, but there was an interview about how Rumbles work, and the person who was talking, I forgot who it was, says they rehearse the Rumble like a week before it happens, like every day, and it's hard as fuck to do because you got to get the spots right. And if you don't get the spots right, it happens like what happened on this Rumble. Like, it just ends up being long. It feels like it's long. It's boring.
Is this what you felt? Did you feel that it was long, that it was boring, that any of this?
I felt it was longer compared to the men's. After we watched the men's one, I felt like, wow, why was the women's just felt longer to me? Like, I liked the Rumble. But there's a lot of people out there that like to see a bunch of people in the ring at once and is doing this and that. But what I don't like is when there is a bunch of people in the ring once, there's always like 2 people or 3 people going at it, and everybody else is just laying down or in the corner or waiting for a spot to happen. And that's why I don't like when the ring is like really full like that, and that causes issues. Like, people's like, okay, what's going on? Well, it's my spot. What am I supposed to do? Shit, just gotta go with the flow at this point. But I hate that. I hate when they're just leaning around and they're just taking forever to get up because they're waiting for their spot. And they're not waiting for their spot, but they're waiting for a spot to be over so they can go into their spot. And it's just like, you can see that in the background. You see people hanging over there in the corner for like 5 minutes people just laying down 5 minutes. It's like, okay. Unrealistic. Has to flow. But yeah. It was good. Either way. I liked it. That's just that.
I thought the actual Rumble was really good. I particularly enjoyed the Zelina Vega and Hornswoggle spots.
Yeah, the Zelina Hornswoggle spot. Yeah, that's funny.
And if I'm actually honest, that's like my favorite part of the Rumble probably was Hornswoggle's infatuation with Zelina Vega and her complete being completely terrified of him. It was pretty hilarious.
I'm surprised they got Hornswoggle back. I wonder if he did it for free though.
No.
No, I'm saying I'm surprised because he put out a lot of dirt on what's that guy's show on YouTube. I forgot his name, but he does like interviews with a bunch of wrestlers that's like no longer in the
Yeah, but
company.
if it's Hornswoggle, if they don't use him, he'll say that they were, you know, they're being insensitive to little people.
I guess so. Maybe. It's 2019.
Exactly. So.
Any other spots you guys liked in the Women's Royal Rumble? Yeah, I can't really think of anything. I mean, other than
the Nikki Cross actually like getting eliminated.
Ruby Riot and the Riot Squad was annoying. I don't even like they. Of course, they had to have them go in there and just take people out. And,
was it at the Rumble where they called Alicia Fox a Fortnite dance?
Yeah, she came out. She came out looking like a Fortnite skin.
Yeah.
Not a Fortnite dance.
Oh
No, yeah.
Like he said, look, she's coming out here looking like a Fortnite skin. Didn't they do the whole crown spot too with her? Like who took the crown?
Maria Kanellis.
Give it to her. Oh yeah, she took the crown. She was gonna give it to her, but then she put it down and stopped on it.
And like everybody else in the ring was just watching, like, what the hell?
It was hella cringy that spot. Like, I don't really like her gimmick that much when she acts like a child. I know that's like basically her gimmick, like a brat.
Oh man, come on! I started laughing when she fell down in the ring and started doing it. I laughed. I thought it was fun.
That is cringy.
It was fun.
No. Maybe for you, but not for me.
It was fine for what it was.
That have a sense of humor like that.
Or have one, period.
No. No. So you like that?
I thought it was funny.
Exactly.
He's just Soul's just afraid to admit it because you're talking so much shit about it.
No, I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from with like, I liked her better before when she was like genuinely crazy. I don't like the childish act. But I did laugh at this. I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
I think maybe it lasted a little bit too long. She should have just looked at it and like got down real fast and started freaking out about it, and then someone attacked her. And
I can agree with that part. I can give you that.
Kind of lingered a bit, which is where the cringiness comes in.
Yeah, I can give you that. So the next match.
It was like so everybody was probably like, "Hey, just we don't know what the fuck we're doing, so just stand there for a minute."
Oh, there was another spot. What was the spot with Rhea Ripley? There was some part where she did something. She like looked at somebody weird after they did something.
I know what you're talking about though, because
she was just kind of like, "What the fuck?" Oh, it was the Hornswoggle thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the Hornswoggle thing.
Yeah, she genuinely looked like she didn't know it was gonna happen.
She was like, "What the fuck?"
She looked like,
and then just went on about her business. I do like Rhea Ripley. I think she's got a bright future in the WWE. I think she'll probably.
You like the tranny?
You think she's a tranny?
First ever tranny in wrestling. There we go. We got it. You wanted it, we got it. First ever.
Well, the first time I ever seen her, I said that I thought she looked like a female Pete Dunne.
That was I did too. I said the exact same thing.
Yeah, we said the same. She said it too.
I swear, except without like Pete Dunne has like a lot of like acne scars or something like that on his face, pock marks I think they call them. But I mean that's like that. She looks like she could be her big sister. She could be his big sister, like literally big sister. She's probably like bigger than him.
Or brother.
So.
Or it.
But I think she's got a good future there. I think she can be on one of the main rosters easily. She's got an edgy look, kind of, a decent kind of gimmick.
You mean a better version of Ruby Riot?
Yes.
No, it's not quite. It's more like a rock and roll like kind of biker chick.
You mean what Baron Corbin used to be?
She's kind of like a female Baron Corbin, yeah, the original incarnation.
She got the height too. I don't know how
she could be what Baron Corbin was supposed to be.
Yeah.
What, man?
No. Yeah. I got that. I just realized what you said.
Alright, next match. The next match was the WWE Championship match between AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. It wasn't as good as it was supposed to be, but it was the greatest match of the night because my favorite wrestler of all time returned.
Oh, God.
Eric Rowan.
Interesting. We have a lot to talk about.
I do have a gripe that Eric Rowan did not have my mask that I gave him years ago when we first met. That's where he got the idea for the sheep gimmick, and he seems to have left that by the wayside. I guess he won't return my calls or texts. He's just I don't know what's going on. I guess we're not cool anymore. He'll bring it back. He'll remember what a close kinship we have, brotherhood.
He likes guys with long hair and beards.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's talk about this match first before we go into speculations of what's going to happen and whatnot. Because there's a lot to talk about this topic. Yep. So this match, any particular spots in this match you guys enjoyed other than Homeboy returning?
They did a lot of back and forth, a couple.
Did you just assume that we're all happy about Eric Rowan's return?
We're not?
Well, we have a lot to talk about Eric Rowan's return.
Yeah, I'm not happy about Eric Rowan returning. I'm not happy about it because it's just a waste of time having Eric Rowan.
We'll get to it.
It's just like a waste of time. Yo, you should have just had Luke Harper come back and help them.
I was just joking, but I do want to say, you guys know how every time we talk about these, you got Eric and Luke, I'm always talking shit about how they're constantly repackaged. And now they send this dude out with a fucking recycle logo and his Titantron entrance. I just thought it was like so ironic. I was like, I literally said out loud, here comes fucking recycled Road again. Yep. Every 6 months.
And even more poetic is that's Daniel Bryan's new gimmick, recycling.
Oh,
I know. That's why.
Okay, so
like,
if we're not gonna talk about the match, if we're not gonna talk about the match and go straight to speculation, this match. All right, so do you think that since the whole gimmick for Daniel Bryan is, that whole recycling and freaking planet
eco douche,
eco douche. Do you think if we have Rowan, and supposedly we're thinking about what's his name?
A Wyatt family thing. I don't think it's going to be a Wyatt family thing. I really don't.
Well, like,
here's what I think. I think what's his face is going to come back as well. What's the other dude?
Unless they come back dressed as the Grateful Dead, it's not going to be a Wyatt family reunion. Now, if they came back dressed as the Grateful Dead and were all like hippy dippy and like running their cars on French fry grease and then yeah, I can dig it. That'd be cool as hell to see hippie Bray Wyatt. man.
Because I can see Luke Harper pulling it off too. If Eric Rowan can,
I can
pull
see
it
all
off,
of them
Luke
doing
Harper
it.
Can. Yeah, that's true. I can see Bray Wyatt doing it as well.
Like
I
the
don't
worst
think it'll
hippies
go-
you could ever think to try and piss off.
So if they come back and they have a Wyatt family reunion, you know, there's a lot of speculations in new Bullet Club happening with AJ Styles and Finn Balor and, you know, the Good Brothers. And I would like to see that happen. And the reason, you know, why people speculate that this might happen is because the whole AEW thing, they're scared to lose, you know, they're top talent like AJ Styles and Finn Balor and whatnot. And, you know, both of those, it's a good reason. We already mentioned it. Both of these, you know, superstars, AJ Styles and Finn Balor, you know, they are the founders, well, the leaders of Bullet Club once upon a time. So it's a big possibility. The chance is there. If you had an offer, a good offer with, I don't know how much money, but let's say it's, you know, basically the same amount of money they're earning right now in WWE, to go back to your home, you would go back home and take that money. It's instinct to take something that, you know, you're more familiar with and you've been around with more. Because, you know, it's your home. You know, you would rather work at home.
Well, no matter how you look at it, AEW is a risk.
Same much money. Huh?
AEW is a risk, no matter how you look at it, because
yeah, and I think a lot
no
of
matter
people
how
would
much
know
money
that.
they have, it's not guaranteed to succeed. They could have $100 billion.
A lot of people know that, but here you got to think about another thing. When you're starting off in the indies, do you think am I guaranteed to succeed in the indies, because there's a lot of indie superstars out here in Ring of Honor and New Japan and TNA? It's like you think to yourself all the time, there's a bunch of indie superstars.
You say superstar, but half of those ones that have a lot of name and a lot of reputation aren't making much money.
Exactly.
They're famous,
know,
yeah, but they're
I'm
not
saying.
making much money.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
And Ben, if you're saying it's not about the money, you're full of shit.
Even if you started off in the indies, and you think about, oh, am I gonna become something in the indies?
The only people that wrestling is not about the money for are those people who are still like wrestling with fluorescent light bulbs and like cutting themselves open every day. That's the only people who don't care about the money. Everybody else wants to get famous and wants to get paid, wants to make money so that they can live comfortably. Nobody wants to have CTC and you know, dive.
CZW. Yeah, it's like
CTC, the brain trauma disease from the having concussions. But yeah, they want to get paid. They want success.
You say that AEW is a risk and might not succeed, but the thing is, nothing's.
The only indie superstars who are turning down WWE contracts are the ones who are making bank.
Nothing's set in stone yet of what kind of company AEW wants to be. Do they want to be that company that wants to compete with WWE, or they want to be that company that's there as an alternative other than WWE? Because there's two different things between being competitive and alternative.
They don't have a choice. They're in competition.
Yeah, they've already declared war.
Why? Because they're located in the United States.
Because you've already.
Is that why?
It doesn't.
They're grounded in the United States.
It's competition. It's not whether they want competition or now. Now WWE is on them because they're literally putting the pressure on WWE. So it's competition.
Every company is going to be on another company that's new and comes up.
Not to this scale. Not to this amount of news.
They can't let that other company get away if they want to do their own thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like us as YouTubers. We look at other people, and there's other people that's around our group of subscribers, and if they see us, they're like, oh, we got to be better than those guys. You know, we can't let them pass us in subscribers. This is everything. Everything is, you know, it's like we're doing our own thing here. We're not worrying about the bigger people, the people that are next to us earning. You think I'm worried about Soul? I mean, I don't care if Soul passes my sub goal. I'm doing my own thing. You know what I'm saying?
He doesn't care if you get any subs, Soul. You hear that?
No, I said I don't care if he passes
No, I
my
understand
sub
what
goal.
you're saying, but they made it that way. They're vocally.
Why? Because they're basically
bashing
because
and
Jericho's
talking-
basically you know throwing out tweets out there. No, it's just the way of advertising is these days. To make noise, you have to get realized and to get people to look at you and recognize you. You have to make noise these days. That's how it is. It's not like back in the days you throwing
I
out
agree with
flyers.
that.
And be like, here, come to
as
my
well.
show. Come to my show. You know, you're not throwing flyers out anymore. It's the internet's there. You got Twitter. You got Facebook. You got all the social media. All
Is that why nobody's subscribing? I thought flyers still worked.
No, I agree with that as well. But you cannot sit there and tell me that 4 major superstars turning down beyond maximum contracts from WWE to sign with somebody else isn't labeled competition.
Exactly.
That put a huge dagger in.
I mean, everything
you
is
can't tell me
competition. That is true.
I just looked up. They just signed. AEW just signed the Lucha Brothers from Impact.
Yep.
Phoenix and Pentagon Jr., who were also 2 other people that WWE was in cahoots with trying to sign. To be part of
WWE wanted the Young Bucks.
Major Lucha thing.
And WWE wanted the Young Bucks.
That's 2 more people AEW just snagged up
Cody,
from them.
one is Kenny,
That is
and all
competition in the biggest way.
You, out of all these years that the Young Bucks got contact from WWE, wouldn't they take it if it was really about the money?
Because they were already successful enough. They had enough money.
Already are making lots of money
off merch sales.
So you don't think AJ Styles have a lot of money for making money from merch sales? You don't think he's set at this point and saying, okay, I'm done with WWE, let me go to this company? That's basically what Dean's doing. Dean's dropping. Why would Dean drop if he's not comfortable with the amount of money he has right now?
That may not be it. That may not be. No, Dean may be one of those cases like CM Punk or like Neville, where he's genuinely unhappy and he'll take less money. He'll take going to the indie and getting a better tour. He just wants to. He probably wants to.
Gimmick that he got thrown at that's not working out.
Yeah.
Do you think
Maybe he didn't want that
makes him
gimmick.
unhappy? Because he's getting paid a lot of money from merch sales and all that stuff.
I don't think he's
right
selling
there.
much merch right
I think his merch. I think his merch plummeted when he.
Back in the day where he was popping.
Well, that's the problem when you get put in a lower role as he has. Whenever you have a bad gimmick and you're in a mid-card, below mid-card level.
Well, okay, then we can
You're not
compare.
selling merch because you're not winning championships. You're not main eventing shows. People aren't hyped up. Listen, if you were at an actual live event of Monday Night Raw or SmackDown.
What's keeping Finn Balor at WWE? What's keeping Finn Balor?
You've seen Dean Ambrose
The
win the
spotlight.
championship in the main event, and when it's time, you're hyped up. You're like, oh, Dean Ambrose put on a great match. He just won the title, and you're going to leave, and you're walking through the back to go home to get to your car, and you walk by the merch table. You're all hyped up. Oh, that was amazing. Dean Ambrose is a champion. You see his shirt laying there. You're 150 times more likely to pick that shirt up and buy it because you're living in the moment. You're excited. And that's why when these guys win titles and they win these big matches in the main event, they sell a shit ton of merch. There's shirts.
Here's why Finn Balor is still in WWE, and this is the best comparison I can give you. The best comparison I can give you is you can compare this to WWE and AEW. You can compare it to NFL and XFL. That's why Finn Balor is still in WWE. Because AEW is not guaranteed to succeed. The spotlight is on him in WWE. Whether he's winning the Universal title or not, he's still got a big contract, comfortable living. Everybody knows who he is. You're not going to get that much exposure with AEW, especially in the beginning. It's going to take a while for it to actually take off.
I don't think if you're already in a big company like WWE, you're not going to care about more exposure. Because you already have that exposure. You already had exposure since
Because
you
you're
got
in the
there, you
NFL.
started
If you're
grinding.
Drew Brees and you have if you're a good quarterback and you have a few bad seasons, you're not going to
Everybody
go
already
to the
knows
Canadian
who
The
Drew
leagues
problem is,
when you're still getting
Everybody
contracts.
already know who
is-
AJ Styles is.
the real problem here is that a lot of these guys are going to chase a dream called Cody Rhodes. They're all going to chase the Cody Rhodes dream, and maybe one or two of them is going to get lucky, and it's going to happen for them too. But for a lot of them, it's going to be a huge tamper and demise on their careers. Not everyone's going to go out and pull off. What
Yeah,
Cody
not
Rhodes
everybody that goes
accomplished.
to the Indies is going to get a push and succeed.
Didn't Dusty Rhodes basically owned all the WCW pay-per-views? That he was
Well,
the
no, he
guy
didn't
in
own
creative
them. He
that made
created
them
a
up.
lot of them, yeah. But he
Yeah,
didn't
like
own them.
Starrcade and whatnot.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
His family's very respected in the wrestling industry.
Yeah,
Which
and
gives him
Cody
even
Rhodes
more
because
credibility.
They got disrespected. He didn't feel respected enough. He left. Yeah, I can understand that.
And he blew up. That's why I'm saying a lot of these guys are gonna get all.
Wait, Cody Rhodes is dead? Who blew him up?
Results, but it's not gonna happen that way for everybody. Some people are gonna be very disappointed and very,
It's not gonna happen like
They're
that. For
gonna be very
everybody.
upset with their decision.
I don't see why everybody would expect
But
that they
if
will blow up
AEW turns
another
around
way.
and
Like, do you
they
expect
sign
that
50
me?
guys to their roster, then half of
let
them
me
are
ask
gonna
you
go
a
through the same
question.
shit they're going through in the WWE right now. Somebody's got to.
So let me ask you a question.
Somebody's got to be a
Just
jobber.
a little, you know,
You have 50
little
guys at
food
AJ Styles
for
level at
mine
once.
here.
No.
Little food for mine here. When you start streaming, do you like, oh, am I gonna blow up? No, that didn't happen. It didn't happen to me. But will we blow up one day? Who knows? We don't know that. You don't know if you will blow up tomorrow. You could get like thousands of subs tomorrow, depending on what happens.
Look,
It's all
if
about
I
chance.
were a wrestler and I was already employed by
It's the
WWE,
same thing. It's
here,
the
look,
same
let me,
thing. You
what
keep
what
doing
I
what
would
you're
do,
doing.
if I were offered a contract by WWE and I was offered a contract by AEW and I was with WWE, even if I wasn't being used, it would be something that I would have to really consider, because it would be taking a huge risk on something that is unproven. It's a giant gamble with the rest of your future when you've already got a guaranteed paycheck for a set amount of time right here at WWE. At the worst, what I would do is let my contract run out, and then I can look at things and see, and I can even use that as pressure. Well, AEW is going to offer me this much. What do you guys want to do? Well, you can go to AEW. Fine, I'll go to AEW. Well, we'll offer you more money. Okay, I'll take more money. So I think each of these decisions isn't as simple as, well, it's all about the money, or it's all about the love of wrestling. It's not. It's on individual factors for each one of these people who have to make all these decisions based on personal factors for them and their life. So it really has nothing to do. It has a lot to do with money, depending on the personal
It does have a
person.
lot to do with money,
It
of
has a lot to
course.
do with fame,
And
depending on the person.
AEW
It really
got a
has to
lot
do
of
with
that.
the person you're talking about, because everybody's different. So really, I don't think it's a conversation about is it all about the money? Is it all about the fame? No, it boils down to each person's individual needs and
Exactly.
what they want.
It goes down to your needs, and that's why I was saying, like, you don't know what Finn is thinking about. You don't know what AJ's thinking about. You know, they took a lot of money from WWE because at the time when they weren't in, like, wherever they were, Ring of Honor or whatever, they weren't making as that shit ton of money, and they got offered that shit ton of money, so they took it. They know WWE is a big, company, and basically the only big WWE company, and they're like, okay, sorry Bullet Club, but I just got offered a lot of money. I know I'm the leader, but I'm gonna miss you guys. I'm gonna take all this money. Now you got the Bullet Club over here saying, oh, we got the same exact amount of money, and you know how we roll. You've been with us forever, and blah blah blah. Yep. What's more comfortable with his choice? Like, what he's more comfortable with, being with the people he started being with and taking the same amount of money. Really thinking about, is he really thinking about the future of AEW, or is he really, he says, oh, okay, they got this because I know how they roll and I've been there with them from the start, and I have faith in them that they can make this company succeed. It's all goes down to what they're thinking, like Sheep said. Exactly what Sheep said.
Well, before I get going, I want to throw one more thing out there while we're on this subject. Kenny Omega is officially a free agent, and we should be seeing his decision within this week.
His decision to join AEW?
That he has actually
He's a free agent, so he could do anything.
Well, if I were a betting man, I would say AEW because that's where everybody that he knows
I would
just
too,
went.
but at the same time, Kenny Omega is 35 years old.
This would be the perfect time to throw everyone for a loop and say, hey, you know what?
I would say, man, you know what, Vince, you want me so bad, you're offering me that. Give me a 2-year contract, max payments, and let me take a stab at it because every basketball player dreams.
Give me a 2-year Brock Lesnar contract.
This is the
2-year
WWE.
Brock Lesnar contract.
This is the WWE. These guys gotta. I mean, somewhere deep down, these guys gotta have some kind of want in their heart to go to the WWE. At least for a short time. Just to say that they did.
My analogy is the NFL or the NBA. That's the dream. That's the goal. You don't get into wrestling just... I mean, yeah, you want to be a wrestler. You love wrestling. But the dream and the goal is to make it to the big leagues, to make it to the top. If whatever you're doing, you're not trying to be the best at, then you don't love it. And if you're not trying to be the best at, then you're trying to get...
I feel like this has just all been led by a very bitter and I'm not saying anything against him, but a very bitter and very emotional Cody Rhodes is the man behind all this, and he's trying his damnedest to damn the WWE. That's how
I don't know. See, here's the thing. It still doesn't.
I think as Kenny Omega as a man needs to really sit down and think about this. I'm 35 years old. This is my shot. This is my time. Make the most money I'm gonna make in my life.
Exactly,
they're offering him
Sheep said it all depends on that individual person.
That's what I'm saying.
And what they're fighting
him,
for.
and I can't say what he should be thinking, but I
would like to see him do a quick, at least test the waters, dip his toes.
Do it, you do 2 years and then you're 37 years old and you finish off your career in AEW. That way, if you leave the WWE, you made yourself such a huge name in the WWE. You made yourself
but here's the thing, a lot of people already know who Kenny Omega is.
Listen, and then you take that, you make yourself an even bigger superstar in the WWE, and then you quit after 2 years, and then you go to AEW. Now all these fans that you made in 2 years in the WWE are going to follow you over at AEW to bring in even more exposure over to them later. It's kind of like a catch-22. You're helping you, and you're still helping your friends in the long run. I think it would be a perfect thing for him to do, but we'll see. I mean, most likely he's signing with AEW.
I don't think there's no true wrestling fan out there that doesn't know who Kenny Omega is or anybody else.
Oh, there is.
That's big.
But like
unless you really just strictly just watch WWE.
You're speaking for millions and millions of people right now. Trust me, there's plenty.
Well, I mean, the next match is
there's plenty of hardcore wrestling fans that only watch WWE.
So are you sure you don't want to get in on this next match? It's probably the one you were waiting for.
Nope, I don't really give a shit at this freaking match.
What you gotta say about this?
You want to say a quick few words? Just to rub it in Ben's face?
Future of Brock Lesnar and whatnot.
I mean, in kayfabe terms, as a fan, I'm a little bit disappointed because I do love Finn Balor, and I understand that he got his title ripped from him due to a real injury, and I don't know why it took him 2 years to get a rematch.
Yeah,
I don't know what took him so long. I don't understand. I was begging and crying for this match for well over a year. I wanted to see Finn Balor versus Brock so badly, and it was a great match. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was a great match. I enjoyed it. But
the ending of it,
in kayfabe terms, I'm a little disappointed. I would have liked to see Finn Balor get his moment, but I'd rather see Finn Balor get his moment on a bigger scale, I guess. Maybe like WrestleMania. But obviously that's not happening. But Well, I mean, with that being said, I understand why Brock Lesnar had to win, and doesn't do me no good to sit around and be all pissy about it because I have an understanding of what is coming next.
Yeah.
This had a.
Okay,
It's,
then what's
There's no
coming
reason to
next?
sit around and be mad about it. I mean, it is what it is. It's wrestling.
What's coming
It's
next for
scripted.
Brock
Build it.
Lesnar?
You don't watch.
Who is gonna face him?
it was super
I mean, other
bittersweet.
than
Seth
Seth
frickin'
Rollins,
Rollins.
if he
Yeah.
doesn't win, if
Seth
Seth
Rollins-
Rollins doesn't win, who else is gonna face him?
Well, it's
Because
gonna depend.
you're
All
saying
that
that
depends
Seth
on
Rollins
what happens
will
with the
lose.
UFC event. That's what this is all revolving around.
I'm sorry, but like, Seth Rollins. Okay.
I think you're relying too much on that UFC.
Look, it was really, really
No,
bit.
I'm
It
not.
was,
Vince McMahon is.
it was really, really
Yeah, that's just
bittersweet
what it
for me.
is.
Look.
That's just what it is.
Yo,
I mean,
I'm actually
I'm not the one that wrote
Yeah,
it.
sorry
I'm not
about
the
this,
one that
but-
created the idea. I'm just telling you.
Yo, I'm sorry,
I'm
bro.
Paul
Maybe
Heyman
that
in this
is what
situation. Don't
Vince-
blame me.
Maybe that is what
Yeah.
Vince is waiting for, is to see what happens at the UFC event.
I say if Brock
Lesnar's
Lesnar
gonna lose
defeats
to
Daniel
Daniel
Cormier
Cormier.
at the UFC
Nope.
event, because it's
Lesnar's gonna
before.
lose.
It's right
Lesnar's
before
gonna
WrestleMania,
lose.
right?
No, it's not gonna happen, is it?
No.
It's
What?
before
It's
WrestleMania.
talent.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck's sake. Please
It's
tell
before
me
WrestleMania.
like Lesnar's
I
gonna
say-
lose that title.
I say if Lesnar defeats Cormier, he then defeats Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, and
No.
Cormier comes and attacks him at WrestleMania. That's what I say. I say if Brock Lesnar loses the UFC match, then Seth Rollins takes it.
There's no Brock Lesnar Daniel Cormier fight planned right now.
Yeah, not right now.
It would have
So
to happen
if,
in the
if
the
there's
next
no fight planned
the next
now,
the next 3 or 4 cards are already set. So it couldn't possibly happen in the next 2 months. So it couldn't happen at WrestleMania. Now they
And
could
I
maybe
don't know
try to
what's
stretch.
going
They could probably try to stretch it out till next WrestleMania, or something like that. If it works
No.
out in the middle of the
Listen,
year, or
the
something like
next-
that.
the next UFC pay-per-view is on the week of WrestleMania.
I
So
don't think they
if
can hold
Brock
the title
Lesnar
on
is
Raw
not
for
on the next
another
UFC
year.
pay-per-view, then don't expect to see him win at WrestleMania, unless they really want to keep holding that title on him until he does win the
I
UFC
think he
title.
drops the title
But then,
and then goes. I think I think he does. No, I don't think he loses it. I think he relinquishes the title like Asuka did in NXT. He goes to UFC for his fight, and depending on that determines how he comes back. If he wins, he comes back trying to win his belt back because he wants all the gold. If he loses, he comes back pissed off and even more determined to make an example of everybody. So it's a win-win, really. If he goes to the UFC and fights Daniel Cormier, it works out for WWE either way. But what I was trying to say, hold on. What I was trying to say earlier before Soul leaves is that this was a really bittersweet thing for me because while, yes, Finn Balor did lose, we got the whole experience of knowing that in that moment when Finn Balor lost, Benjamin Rivers was losing his shit.
Yes. And then
I was
Biggest
taking
smile
I
on
was
my
taking
I was
extreme
begging him to go
pleasure.
live, man. I really wanted to see it.
WrestleMania is on the 7th, and the next pay-per-view for UFC is on the 13th. If Brock wins, see, here's the thing, is you're not sure if Brock is gonna win. The
Yes, we
UFC
are.
because it's not.
Yes, we are. Brock Lesnar will beat the
But
shit
we
out.
want him to win because fuck DC, right? But
He'll win.
if he wins, you can expect
he's
him
gonna
to
lose.
show up on the 14th, which is I mean,
Even if
on
he
the
loses, that
15th
gives
on
Daniel
Monday,
DC a
he'll
potential
come in,
career.
He'll come in with both titles. But the thing is Vince actually gonna keep Brock until we see what happens at UFC? Like that means Vince would have to automatically keep Brock as title holder on WrestleMania because the UFC event is after WrestleMania. So we're not going to be able to see him hold the UFC title at WrestleMania. Like come in. That would have been a bigger stage and a bigger plan to do it. Why would you have him show up on Monday Night Raw with both titles when, there's not that many people watching WrestleMania has the most viewers.
Well, there's
So
another
it
reason
kinda-
because they might want to do it during a low point to bring in viewers during a traditionally low-selling period. To like, hey, there's a reason everybody wants to watch, and that's because a big spectacle is about to
It would also
happen.
give another reason if he came in on WrestleMania, because after WrestleMania, it'd be like, oh, okay, what's gonna happen on Monday Night Raw?
WrestleMania is not necessarily the be-all, end-all, and the only place to make special things happen. A lot of times, some of the best things that ever happen are on Raw or SmackDown, and when really big things happen, it feels even better because it feels like they gave it to everybody.
The grandest stage of them all. They make a big deal.
I know, but it doesn't have to be.
People are watching and expecting something great to happen.
Most of my favorite moments of all time happened on Raw or SmackDown.
Well, yeah, because Raw and SmackDown is every week. WrestleMania is once a year.
And a lot of times, WrestleMania, the last like 5 years, WrestleMania has left a bitter taste in my mouth.
And that's all because of creative. They have one shot, one opportunity each year to make WrestleMania good.
Get one shot, one chance to blow. Mom spaghetti on your sweater already, Mom spaghetti.
Look at all the Mondays and Tuesdays we have in a year. And how many Mondays and Tuesdays have we seen an ugly, stupid Monday Night Raw or Tuesday?
I feel like she was on
a lot of
the cast of
the chances are there. It's a gamble. So you're obviously gonna expect something good, at least a couple of times on Monday Night Raw and on SmackDown against a show that's only happens on one time a year. It's all chances and whatnot. It's like, all right, they're gonna make a good Raw this week. What's gonna happen?
Well, we already know the answer to are they going to make a good Raw this.
Well, guess what, bro? They have actually just announced Elias versus Jeff Jarrett.
So the next thing was the men's Rumble. Let's go ahead and get into that. It was a good Rumble. I've been really disappointed with most of the stuff like that for the past few years. I was expecting a few more surprise entrances, and there weren't really many of those. We did get Aleister Black. We got
NXT people.
A few NXT folks.
Jeff Jarrett actually made his return.
That wasn't really a big deal to me. It was all right.
Well, it was like a big return,
especially because it was like the very first thing that happened. So it didn't really. And then, so the No Way Jose elimination was kind of funny. Kurt Angle was I thought Kurt Angle was the first person eliminated, but I forgot it was Jeff Jarrett. The Kurt Hawkins little spot wasn't too bad.
Wait, who did Kurt Hawkins actually eliminate?
He didn't eliminate anybody. He got close. He thought he eliminated. I thought he got elimination too, but the guy landed on his on the edge and came back in.
Wait, what? How? Hang on, let me check. I want to see this.
Oh no, he eliminated Titus. Titus
O'Neil.
He did eliminate Titus O'Neil, so good for him. Obviously the winner was Seth Rollins.
Of course, always has something always in the card for Seth Rollins to win.
Why does Bobby Lashley always get into a fight with someone who looks like Bobby Lashley? Maybe it was Apollo Crews. As soon as Shelton Benjamin got in the ring, he started fighting with either Apollo or Bobby Lashley. Like they went straight for each other. Like, they should form a team: Bobby Lashley, Apollo Crews, and Shelton Benjamin.
The Baldies.
Well, they smile all the time. They could be like like one of those soul groups from back in like the 70s, like the Temptations or something. They'll do the dance moves and just be smiling all at Temptation Island over here. Oh man. So pretty good Rumble, pretty good results.
Okay.
I was pretty.
Also, one other thing we actually also had to add. R-Truth came in at number 30, but Yeah. Did not actually enter the Royal Rumble because of Nia Jax.
Who actually injured R-Truth. She injured his face and ankle, and R-Truth apparently had to be held back in the backstage because he was trying to go after Nia Jax.
Ooh, god damn, he's trying to hit him.
Yeah, but Jerry Lawler recently was on a podcast. He was like, "Yo, no, R-Truth was hot. They had to like really hold him back." But and at the same time, he was like, "But great job on Nia. I mean, she really put it on us. She really laid him out. She made it look good." I was like, "But damn, she like really hurt R-Truth."
She's doing it on purpose. She's becoming a liability. She's breaking faces and hurting people. She's like for real taking it too far. What is going on?
That's why I said I said she needs to go to UFC. She could fight Daniel Cormier and she could win.
She has something going on in the back that's giving her some kind of issues, but she's just going out here and putting shit in for real. Breaking faces, bruising people up, injuring them. It's like, okay, Nia, what's going on with your personal life? Oh man. But I was truly surprised. That was the first ever. Again. It's the first ever. WWE in their first evers.
It wasn't really a first ever. This happened like 3 times before.
It happened 3 times before, but
yeah, China.
I guess you could say it's the first ever for. No, I'm not gonna say.
No, there was a first ever. She was like the first ever to like eliminate somebody or do something specific in the Rumble. But other than that,
all
you know,
the other times it was just a stand up and.
It was a fine little moment for what it was.
Well,
I'm surprised.
Yeah, well, actually,
I mean, I don't know. A lot of people are trying to figure out the point of this, if it was to prove anything, or if it was to just like set up anything, any kind of story or something. A lot of people are saying it's just a curveball. A lot of people are just saying that. Some people even go as far to saying that this was a punishment for Nia Jax for that whole freaking incident that happened with the face breaking and whatnot. It's just like,
really,
you really think it's a punishment throwing her in a men's Royal Rumble? Like, how is that a punishment? I don't know. And then some people are just saying it's just to fuck with us. It's like to troll around. And some people are saying this is to set up an intergender match, which I don't think so. They would go as that far. Again, I mean, we already had, you know, I mean, they did it once, but it was a goof with Ellsworth. There's nothing serious. But I don't know.
So, we won't really go too deep into Raw and SmackDown. Like I said, just the main key points, like R-Truth winning the United States title on SmackDown, which was excellent. And defending it the same night, so I thought he was going to lose it back. I was like, oh, you fuckers.
Somebody was saying, not somebody, but a few people were saying that it was a goof that he wasn't supposed to win. But if it was a goof that he wasn't supposed to win, he would have lost it immediately after.
Yeah, true.
Wouldn't you think that?
Yep. Yo, I actually just think about the United States Championship it's just gonna be like playing like, you know, like just like the game of hot potato. I don't know why I just said hot potato in the whole sentence. Oh, I remember.
You guys want to talk about some botches that happened during you know, the course of the week? Can we? I know we didn't talk about this during the Lesnar match, but that face that he made, that's a new meme for the WWE community. That face he made when he put the Kimura lock in. God, that shit was scary. And you guys didn't mention this about the pre-show, but you didn't see the camera guy that fell? You didn't see
yeah, that was great. That was great.
The camera guy fell. It was like, oh my god. I thought you were gonna bring that up about the pre-show.
I forgot. That was great.
I thought you were gonna bring it up.
Yeah, and he kept. But hey, props to the dude. He kept the thing in frame. He didn't lose the shot. Yep. I mean, you could tell he fell. You tell something to happen. But like he kept the thing in frame, even though because the backstage didn't cut. And there was also one other controversial moment during the Royal Rumble.
That's funny.
And the other controversial moment, I'm sure Ben Rivers has screenshots all over his computer now. The Becky Lynch nip slip.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Ben was probably refreshing his browser as soon as he heard about it. Like, where's it at? Where's it at? When's it gonna pop up?
Where's that nip slip? Where's that
Oh,
Becky
hang on.
slip at?
Wait a second. I know you, and now like, why are you freaking starting this shit?
Another thing we didn't talk about, we were talking about the Royal Rumble, but I also forgot to bring it up. I just remembered now is I don't know if you've seen Samoa Joe slipping on the towel when he was fighting Johnny Gargano. He threw Johnny Gargano in the corner and came to charge at him. He slipped on his own towel. He was like, oh damn.
Yeah, a little karma for when he came in and threw the towel at whoever he came after.
Yeah. And the Kofi Kingston, apparently their spot was botched. That's not originally what Kofi Kingston was supposed to do. That whole spot that they did, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, about getting back in the ring. Apparently that wasn't correct. It looked like a botch too for me. From when at first it didn't, but when I heard about it and I looked back at it and I watched it, I'm like, oh okay, yeah, I can see how that's a botch. Just how the way that it came out the ring and whatnot. And they messed up on Zack Ryder's name, R.I.P. Spelling Zack Ryder wrong.
Yep. Yeah, the Z, the Z-A-H, C-H, I should say. What actually? Okay, yep. Yeah, that's me. I'm spelling Zack Ryder's name. Okay, hang on. So, okay, so yes, so like. Hang on. So this week, like on Monday Night Raw, so they had Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins face the Revival. They actually had Hawkins and Ryder lose this match. What was even like? Yeah. What was even the point of them like just reuniting? Yeah, they were just gonna lose. What was the point of it?
Because they're jobbers, and that's what they do.
Yeah. Well,
they're too busy collecting their collectibles, right?
Yep. Oh, also, a Kurt Angle to address his future this Monday on WWE Monday Night Raw.
I think he should just quit Kurt Angle. He should just retire. He had a good career. At this point, since like being in TNA, I think at that point he's just doing it for the fans and doing it because he likes wrestling. But coming back to WWE is even further. It's just like, just retire already. you have a hard time on the mic. You look rusty when you're wrestling. It's just no more, okay? You're just like, stop, okay? No more.
Let me actually just check.
Alright, Sheep, you want to go over anything else?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the rumors right now. The only big one are obviously the AEW thing. They're saying that Dean Ambrose is going to go through another character change, possibly a face turn now, before he's released, maybe to try to draw him back into WWE. The other rumor is that Vince McMahon really didn't want Seth Rollins to be the guy facing Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. He wanted it to be Drew McIntyre. The original plan was to have Braun Strowman. Listen, Ben, quit interrupting. The original plan was to have Braun Strowman defeat Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble, and then Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Yep.
And should have stuck with that. Why did they go with Seth?
Because Braun Strowman had that elbow injury.
Oh yeah, that's right. He had the elbow injury. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It wouldn't have been. It would have been Braun Strowman defeats Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble, and then it would have been Braun Strowman versus Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre would have won, and that would have
been nice.
Been Drew McIntyre's rise to Universal Champion. That was the original plan for Vince McMahon, but like I said, Braun Strowman was injured, so that could have been better, and then Ben would have been happier because Brock would have lost last Sunday, and
then that would have meant there was no spot for him to hold the UFC and the.
And then what would Finn Balor have been left doing? Nothing, Ben. So what about your boy Finn? Just so Brock Lesnar could lose, your boy Finn don't get shit.
I don't know what's going through Finn's mind. If I was Finn, just to say, we're all talking about this and that. I know, you know, the money's there and everything, but you gotta be aggravated at the same time. You know, you didn't lose the title to nobody. You won that title, and you had to drop it because of.
No, you didn't. You didn't win that title. You were scripted to win that title, so you did your job.
That's what I mean. I'm just
so you can't really be that disappointed if you look at it realistically. If you were Finn Balor, that's how you would have to look at it. Like,
you know,
I did my job.
You know how you and Sol was talking about going to the big times. You know, being a football player, and you want to go to
finally making it and then having to give it up. I understand. I understand.
You want to win. You want to win the Super Bowl. It's basically kind of like the same way, even if it is scripted. It's
like I get it. It's like you play. It's like you played all the games, and then you get to the Super Bowl, and the coach benches you.
Exactly.
I got you. I know. I got you.
Don't contradict what I'm trying to say if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is like it's there.
Don't tell me how to fight.
Oh, telling you how to do it. Do it your way.
So, pretty short episode tonight, guys. We didn't really get very many visitors tonight, so we're gonna have like a low view count, but it happens. Make sure you tune in next week. Well, what you got?
I don't know if you read about WWE trying to re-sign other superstars, SmackDown superstars. Apparently, there's some SmackDown superstars that contracts is expiring soon, and they're trying to get them to sign. No names has been listed. Yeah, they're trying to re-sign them. But no names is listing for that. What kind of names? But they're trying to get people to re-sign. I don't know if it's you know, maybe it's, you know, the benched people, the people that are not really being used that much. Some people are speculating Almas is one of them, because his recent downfall, I guess, because how he got thrown into SmackDown, and you know, he made like a big impact, and now he's just let down ever since Rey Mysterio and Mustafa Ali came into the mix. He's just been
poor guy.
Ladder, and yeah, I mean, that sucks because
he's doing fine.
Know, he was supposed to be the future of, you know, SmackDown.
Of what? No, he wasn't the future of SmackDown.
No, he was supposed to be the future of SmackDown.
Not in my eyes.
Vince's plan. No, that was Vince's plan to having him.
Well, we see how Vince's plans work out.
Huh?
We see how Vince's plans work out, and his mind changes.
Yeah, obviously, we see how Vince's plans work out. Everything changes, but that's what Vince wanted. It's gonna happen. Whatever Vince wants is gonna happen. It'll happen someday. It's not gonna happen soon. Hideo, we ever talked about Hideo, whatever his name, Hideo
Hideo Itami?
Yeah,
it's Hideo, not Hideo. What?
He's gone. We didn't bring up the new thing about. We didn't bring. I don't know why you didn't bring it up with the new title on SmackDown.
The new WWE Championship.
The wood grain. I don't hate it. It's not. It looks better than the Universal title.
Exactly. Sure. It's better than the Raw title.
Quit being a hater, Ben.
A lot of people. Fickle. A lot of people don't like it, And they
'Cause they're
think that
fickle.
it's gonna stay that way, but it's not gonna stay that
No,
way.
it
Once
is.
somebody else wants
It's gonna
to
stay that way
No,
forever.
it's not.
A lot of people think it's gonna stay that way.
Right back.
And you know what's hilarious?
I'm glad they brought back custom titles. They should. Every superstar should have their own
Exactly.
unique variation
I'm
of the
happy.
title. The Brahma
Exactly.
belt title, the Smoking Skull title are two of the most iconic belts in WWE history.
I think the reason why behind them of not doing custom titles as frequent as they used to do, like you remember way back in the days, it wasn't really that custom, but the Intercontinental title used to have a different strap for each wrestler. They had like so many different color straps for wrestlers. They had the pink, they had the blue, they had the yellow, they had the black, they had the white, they had fucking so many straps. But that was easy to customize, and I think the reason why they don't do custom titles anymore is because of money-wise, and they see it as like,
No, it doesn't
what's
cost
the
that
point?
much.
It doesn't cost that much,
Yeah, it
but
probably
it's just money that's used that they don't really care about. It's like using pyro, for example. You know, it's nice, it's fantastic. Everybody loves pyro.
Well, you could
Everybody
argue
loves
that
custom
about
title.
You could argue that about everything they use. You could argue that about the CGI that they're using now. You could argue that
but
about the Titan
doesn't
drawing.
cost a lot of money. It just costs
CGI?
one person behind a computer.
You're full of shit.
No, it doesn't cost that much money.
No, it
Trust
costs a
me.
lot of money
All
to
the-
have it designed.
You see the graphics that they put up on the freaking show, all the freaking transmissions.
Yeah, it's not
basically the same shit.
Avatar shit, but it's still they have to pay a designer to first create it,
it's
and then they
designed.
have to pay somebody a salary to sit there and put it up. Whereas they have to
They're
keep paying.
paying-
Look, they have to keep paying this person every week forever, and that becomes a lot of money as opposed to just one, like maybe $1,000 for a belt.
I'm sure they're getting paid the same amount of money of the people that put up fucking names for people that come in and entrances and they can't even spell it right. I can guarantee they're getting paid.
That person's not making the same amount of money because there's more people getting paid. They're having to source that out. They're not hiring their own CGI guy. They're sourcing that to a CGI company.
I don't know, man. I don't know. All it takes is one nerd that knows all of that. That's all it
Yo,
takes.
where's sanity?
Not
If
to do
you're a
no.
computer
Here's
nerd, you know
why
graphics,
you're wrong.
you know
Here's why you're wrong.
CGI.
Here's why you're wrong. Because this is not just CGI. This is live, and if you fuck it up, millions of people are going to see it. So
They fuck up shit all
I
the time.
know.
They can't even spell Zack Ryder's name. Right.
Well,
they
it's-
fuck shit
it's
up
hard
on
to
graphics
spell.
all the
That
time.
might be a bit of
Doesn't
a
matter if
fucking
CGI
bummer.
or not. It's like people don't give a shit. People
look, the
there
Zack
at
Ryder
the
thing's
audience is
not their
seeing
fault. That was autocorrect.
Where is
It probably
sanity?
was. Probably was
That was
autocorrect.
autocorrect, bro.
I guarantee you it was autocorrect. He's like, fuck it. I entered autocorrect. Shit,
Goddamn
I gotta take that
autocorrect.
off. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
No,
It's just-
I guarantee you,
CGI stuff is cool.
But I promise you
I don't
that
really care
CGI
for it.
costs more than one belt, and they might change
I mean,
belts.
It's nothing that intensive. It's not like
It's
a
not, but it
3D
still costs
model of
money.
fully textured and everything. It's not like they're throwing up Tupac holograms and shit that you can actually see that when you're there physically.
But it still costs money, is what I'm saying, and it costs more than
the
your
whole entire equipment and stuff they're doing costs money.
exactly.
I mean, it just takes a computer, dude. That's all it takes. Somebody
Not
with the knowledge. That's
it's
all you
not
need.
just a computer. It's a computer, and then it's very expensive software, and then it's the technical
and I'm
stuff.
Sure they
and to
already
do
had
it,
all that
and
purchased.
to imprint CGI onto a live broadcast is not as easy as just putting it
Shit,
on a
they
movie.
probably get that shit for free, the software, because they're getting, it's like, oh, we got companies setting up WWE, like, oh, how did you do that?
They're
you know, I
not.
need
No,
CGI like that.
no,
And
they
it's
don't.
free advertising.
That's
man.
that's
They're
not
like,
free
shit, thank you.
advertising because it doesn't say anywhere in there that they did the CGI. So no, they're getting paid.
I mean, hey, it doesn't say anywhere in a WWE show who does what, like for credit.
Exactly. So those
you
people
know.
are getting paid. I guarantee you. You don't do something for free unless your name's plastered all over the place, and then you pay the company. No, it's not advertising. What then? You got some crazy news
Yes, it
that's
is
irrelevant to everything else.
No.
He got some crazy.
Yo, this is actually
news about Brock
AEW. Yeah, Lesnar. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh
Lesnar
yeah,
is actually.
that Lesnar. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
But
they're
AEW
interested in Lesnar. Whatever.
It's because Chris Jericho wants a match with Lesnar. And the only way to make that happen is to have him have a deal on AEW. Chris Jericho is really interested of having a match with Brock Lesnar because he never had one.
I wonder if Jericho and McMahon are still besties.
They were supposed to be
anymore.
besties, but I don't know about those recent tweets that Chris Jericho had firing at everybody.
I don't know. So, yeah, that's all the real news that I know of, and hopefully Raw and SmackDown weren't great this week, but they never are after a pay-per-view for some reason, except for WrestleMania.
True.
And that's mostly down to the crowd, and that they usually save one or two surprises for the Raw after WrestleMania. So,
what do you think this WrestleMania? Do you think it's gonna be good?
If Becky and Ronda Rousey are the main event, yes, it'll be fine.
Last WrestleMania wasn't that great. I remember.
Yeah, because of how let's just say, the whole John Cena Undertaker thing, which is bullshit. Why the hell did they even book that? Don't know why.
Maybe they'll have my dream match
return.
At WrestleMania. Maybe they'll have my dream match, The Rock versus Eric Rowan. Man, that would be so good.
Spoiler alert, they've actually already done that match at WrestleMania. Sorry, spoiler alert.
The Rock versus Eric Rowan.
The Rock versus Eric Rowan.
It's actually. Hang on.
I don't remember that.
WrestleMania 33. WrestleMania 33.
I'm not talking about The Rock and somebody else versus the Wyatt family. I'm talking about The Rock versus Eric Rowan, one-on-one.
It has actually happened. Yeah, in 6 seconds.
What? I gotta look this up. I don't know about you, man.
Yo, look it up.
It did. He beat him in 6 seconds.
Oh yeah, it did.
I told you. Yeah.
Wow, Ben with the true facts out here.
Rematch. I want a rematch where Rowan wins.
I don't remember that. That's probably why I don't remember, because it was like 60-second match.
Rowan wins with the power of the sheep mask.
6 seconds.
I come out of the crowd and I hand him his mask. I'm being like, here, I found it. You lost it, bro. I found it, and I give him his sheep mask back on, and he puts it back on, and then The Rock is doomed. He gets hit with the pecker wrecker, and he goes down.
Why was that even a spot though at WrestleMania?
Okay.
I don't remember why that was a spot.
It was like WrestleMania 32. I may have actually said
32.
WrestleMania 33.
Why
did I say WrestleMania 30?
But why was
Because
that
you were
a spot?
guessing.
What was that spot?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
It happened.
Anyways, I guess that is it for this episode.
Tune in next week, guys. Well, it's just us in here probably. So if you're listening later, I guess, check us out next week. We'll be talking about Raw and SmackDown. It will be episode 50. What the fuck?
Oh, 50.
50 times we've done this, guys. That's got to be a record. Most podcasts ever by DWP.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's like,
we broke the record tonight, actually.
More episodes than that if we count the special editions, like,
some of those takeover specials we did.
Well, they do count. Well, they do count. They do count.
But officially, episode 50 is tomorrow.
Yep. Wait, episode 50 tomorrow?
Not tomorrow. Next Sunday.
Next weekend.
We're moving to daily podcasts, guys. So, by the way, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday's podcasts are going to be really boring because we're not going to have shit to talk about. But anyway, guys, tune into us next week. Sheepshifter here with Benjamin Rivers, Streetkilln HD, Soul had to go. As always, well, wait, this isn't my stream. We don't end these things with dams. Peace, guys.